what
You
would
know,
happen if they sunk in one of our aircraft carriers?
right.
One of these giant
There's always that
multi-billion
risk. Yeah.
dollar.
Well, they may, actually in the past, and this is again, as this Professor Morandi pointed out, it's like when the aircraft carriers are close to are in the Persian Gulf, the Iranians just relax because they say, okay, they're not going to attack us now because they're within easy range of our missiles. But when the aircraft carriers, turn around and head away, 1,000 miles off the coast there, that's when the Iranians get nervous. Uh, so I think probably we would get our aircraft carriers out of the way, but you can't get the bases out of the way, and they clearly are very vulnerable. Yeah, so we can see, again, the Iranians have shown a reluctance to escalate, but they've shown that they will respond, already with these two strikes. And if it's a major attack, I don't think there's any question but that they'll respond in a significant way. And if we keep on pressing the attack, if it really becomes a war, then yeah, I think those bases are going to go.
Are aircraft carriers essentially worthless now?
In my opinion, they are. There was, Mark Sloboda says, yeah, they are vulnerable, but he pointed out that the Chinese have built a couple of them recently, and so he kind of takes that as proof that they still have their value, and they do have value in dealing with lesser powers, but I think even that's not even so clear anymore,
Right.
because
What
you
about
can
Yemen?
always get, yeah, right, because you could always, like Yemen doesn't have the ship killing missiles, but Russia or Iran could supply them with it. That's the thing. So, I I think that, yeah, it's true that the Chinese have built these recently, but but the Chinese they're not invulnerable to kind of to the prestige factor, if I can put it that
Oh,
way.
they're very vulnerable.
Yeah,
Yeah, I see it in
right,
China all the time.
right. It's
They
like
some
we got to
crazy
have a
construction
big,
projects.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so I don't think it makes military sense. I mean, they're so expensive. You're talking about these multi-billion-dollar craft, and one of these can be brought down by by missiles that cost less than $1 million, and it just doesn't add up to me. So I think that it just didn't make military sense. It was a matter of prestige. It's like, yeah, we too have our aircraft carriers.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah,
I
big
yeah,
floating islands, very expensive. But
yeah,
yeah, I don't
very,
know.
very expensive.
I've just been thinking. I'm like, I don't know if these things. I had the same line of thought. I was like, maybe they could be used to kind of subjugate really small nations like Papua New Guinea. But I was like, well, maybe they'll find a way. Papua New Guineans would find a way to get these cheap drones from China and just pester them and hit them
Yeah,
with little things and just,
yeah. Well, that's yeah,
I,
yeah. The Houthis obviously haven't sunk any American war vessels, but they've hit them, they've damaged them, and though it hasn't been confirmed, it's that at least two aircraft carriers may have been hit already. They turned around and went back, and they claimed that it was just some sort of routine maintenance procedure, but many of us suspect that actually that they've already been damaged and had to be repaired.